Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nicole King, and I'm the HMIS Administrator. Today's training will be on privacy and security. We're going to cover lawful data collection, data privacy, data security, user responsibility, mandatory data collection, reduction of duplication, security reminders, and security violation. Lawful data collection. An agency may collect information only when appropriate to the purposes for which the information is obtained when required by law. Data must be collected by lawful and fair means and, where appropriate, with the knowledge of consent of the individual. Organizations must post a sign at each intake desk or comparable location that explains generally the reasons for collecting any and all information. Data allowable includes all HUD mandated data as well as any other data deemed necessary and approved. This specific form is normally confirmed at your technical visit. So it should be already up in either by your intake desk, by your specific desk, or in a common area at your agency. What is data privacy? Data privacy is legal requirements and information practices that regulate the collection, storage, and use of personal information. Data privacy measures ensure that a person whose information is being used and disclosed by another party is informed and has choice in how their information is being used. What is data security? Data security is the protection of personal protected information from unauthorized access, disclosure, use, or modification. Here are a few of the HMIS user responsibilities. Review and sign HMIS user agreement, which you did at your new user training when you first started working within the COC. Review and abide by all requirements in HMIS policies and procedures. We keep an updated copy on our website, so please make sure you review this, especially when we let you know about changes in the system. Only enter and access data for the purposes of delivering and coordinating services. Maintain confidentiality of client data. Enter data accurately based on a client self-report and do not misrepresent information. As also report observed security violations. Mandatory data collection notice. All of the mandatory data collection notices must be posted at all client intake areas so that it is visible to clients before the information is collected and entered into HMIS. This also includes informed consent. Presence of a poster informs clients that their information is being collected and stored in HMIS. Also informs clients they can review full privacy notices for more details if they request it. A full-size poster should be posted at on-site spaces. A letter-size version of the notice can be printed for the website and used in a field such as when you're out doing outreach. This is the data collection notice that we discussed earlier, the privacy notice. Reduction, the reduction of duplication of clients. An HMIS must be capable of unduplicating client records as established by HUD. The policy in our privacy and security measures is in order to reduce the duplication of client records, CHO, the CHOs, which are actually your agency, users should, 1, always search for the client in HMIS before creating a new client record. 2, avoid using the anonymous button. When a user is collecting data from a client, the user will first attempt to locate that client on the system by searching for them by either name, first, last, and middle, or social security number. It may be possible that this person already exists, but if no matches are found on the database for this client, the agency user can add the client and their basic universal data elements. One thing to remember about this for security for us is that we do not include the full social security number. All you need to put in is the last 4 digits to try to do a match. It's very important to look for a match in the system before you create a new file. It helps us keep down duplication and making sure that we can match what's going on in a client's record from start to beginning with once they enter our COC's progress. Security reminders. Only use your own username password to log in. Always log out of HMIS when not using it. Be mindful of your physical space. If there is clear line of sight to your computer screen, consider a privacy screening, or you can change the location of your computer. Use complex passwords. Do not write your password down, and definitely don't write it down somewhere it can be accessed. If you notice now with everything going on, we can now change passwords are automatically asked to be updated within 72 days. If you ever misplace your password and need a new password, you can, one, give us an email at hmisdept@vialink.org, or you can request your password to be changed from the system. Do not communicate privacy information via email or any other means. This specifically means things such as social security numbers. Let's say that you're doing anti-fraud. Please do not put any of your clients' information as far as their social security number in an email. We need that information to stay private, and you only would need to send us their name and their date of birth or a client ID number, but do not put social security numbers and other sensitive information within emails that are in HMIS. Lock up any hard copy HMIS records inside of a locked file cabinet, or making sure that the office is locked when not in use. Do not share HMIS data with organizations outside of the HMIS Trust Network. Pretty much do not share data with anyone outside of your specific organization unless you have permission from your COC. All HMIS workstations must be placed in secure locations or must be manned at all times if they are in publicly accessible locations. All HMIS workstations must use password-protected screensavers after 5 or more minutes of inactivity. All HMIS workstations must have a password-protected logon for their workstation itself. And all HMIS end users' computer screens should be placed in a manner where it is difficult for others to see the contents or must have a screen protector. When we state workstations, workstations includes your laptop. It includes if you have a desktop, as well as your printing station. Specifically, it includes your whole desk, or if you're working from home right now, that includes your workstation. Just making sure that everything is secure. And if you are not sure if all of your passwords are secure or if your workstation is secure, please contact your agency's tech supervisor to help you make sure that you're in compliance with HMIS rules and for security purposes overall. Other reminders. Passwords must be memorized, not written down, and should not be shared. You should never share a password with anyone, even in your agency. If you allow someone to log in using your username, you lose access to HMIS. Confidential data cannot be stored on any unencrypted mobile devices. Please do not copy people's social security numbers and other sensitive information on your mobile device. Confidential data cannot be transmitted via unencrypted wireless devices or unsecured public lines. Internet browsers must be compatible with a 128-bit encryption. Internet browser must be a current/most up-to-date version. HMIS should not be accessed via unsecured Wi-Fi or other unsecured internet connections. Most of these things have been already examined from your HMIS technical visits. Even in the meantime, you want to make sure that everything stays up to date, and most likely your agency is mandating that your computers are up to date and someone is helping with that. Other security reminders. All HMIS workstations must have an active firewall turned on. All HMIS equipment must have approved antivirus software installed and configured to automatically download current signature files. Antivirus software must be set to scan emails and file downloads in real time. HMIS agencies must have their entire network behind a firewall and must routinely monitor for any intrusion attempts. All Windows-based computing equipment must use Microsoft updates set to automatically download and install any critical updates. All HMIS workstations must be running a current operating system and internet browser security. Systems must be scanned at a minimum weekly for viruses and malware. Sometimes that can be a little hectic on your schedule, so at least at the minimum, doing a monthly check for viruses and malware on your system. If it's not automatically doing daily viruses based off of the type of software you have, you should think about doing at least monthly. End users who have not logged onto the system in the previous 90 days will be flagged as inactive. Every month we check activity on our end users. If you are not active within a few 3 to 4 months, we will take you out of the system. Under no circumstances shall an agency demand that an end user hand over his or her username and password. Just like stated before, this is just a reminder that no agency should ask you for your username and password to sign in. That is specific to you, and that's because of your specific bylaws as well as procedures and signature being put into the system. So please never share this information. Security violations. ViaLink HMIS reserves the right to deny or restrict user access as a result of a user not following the rules and guidelines or for any other inappropriate use of service point HMIS data. Here are a few of the inappropriate uses of HMIS. Unauthorized access, alteration, destruction, removal, and/or disclosure of data and/or information. Malicious or unethical use and then use that violates federal laws. Disclosure of confidential passwords or personal identification numbers, intentionally entering or altering HMIS records to misrepresent dates, amounts, or types of services a client or clients received. All of these things will result in you losing access to the system and will be reported directly to the continuum of care. This is everything you need to keep updated for the security and privacy going forward until 2021. Make sure that you are continuing to do monthly checks on your computers. Make sure that you're not sharing passwords and that everything's up to date. If you have any questions, you can contact us at hmisdept@vialink.org, or you can go on our website at vialinkhmis.org. Thank you.